Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm State Representative Ryan Chamberlin, and I'm happy today to be joined by my colleagues in the House and Senate. We have Representative Benaroche, Representative Mayfield, Senators Martin, Ingoglia, and Collins, and I appreciate all of them for being here. I'm also glad to have representatives from some other groups. Randy Ray, Chairman of Senior Consumers of Florida, Jim Callinger, Chairman of Small Business and Consumer Alliance, Jim Maxwell, Vice Chairman of Floridians for Government Accountability, and Maurice Langston, Chairman of the Florida Council for Safe Communities. And I'm also pleased to have with us several homeowners and small businessmen and women from my home county of Marion with us today. Folks, we are here on this second day of the regular legislative session of 2025 to announce the beginning of the end of property taxes in the free state of Florida. In the regular session of 24, I had the opportunity to file a bill seeking funding for a study to see exactly what it would take to phase out property taxes and replace them with another tax system. I thank Senator Stan McClain for helping me move that bill forward when he was chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. This session, I'm happy to say that we have a similar bill initiated by Senator Martin to take this even further. Now, I filed the bill for three reasons. The first is because under the current system of property taxation, no one ever owns their property. They just lease it from the government. Think about it. If you can't pay property taxes on your home, family, farm, or small business warehouse, your property will be seized by the state and given to someone else. Our seniors, some who have paid on their property for 30, 40, and even 50 years, still don't own it. This isn't tax, this is slavery. The free state of Florida should be a place where those who work hard for their whole life to pay off their mortgage can own their home without ever making another payment again. The second reason that I filed this bill in our property tax system is because it's unfair. Property taxes are collected on unrealized gains. The taxes aren't collected on the actual value of a property when it's sold, but on what some local government bureaucrat thinks it might be worth if you sold it right now. Just how mad would you be if the IRS called you up and said, Ryan, I know you only made $50,000 last year, but we feel like based on what everyone else is making, you should have or could have made $100,000, so we're going to tax you on the $100,000, not on what you really made. There would be riots in the streets if that was happening. It's time to stop this nonsense. Now, the third reason I filed the bill is because property tax is deceptive. Government can raise your taxes every year, even by holding millage rates the same, and sometimes even with cutting the millage rate, all because they raise the value of your property, and they do this without voter approval. There's no wonder why major news outlets are labeling property tax as the most hated tax in America. The free state of Florida should be a place where we pay taxes on real transactions, not on a government bureaucratic opinion. Let me give you a few examples of what I mean. Based on the data that my office received from the House Ways and Means Committee, and we have lots and lots of data. Property tax revenue statewide and in each county have grown by more than 40% over the last 4 years, some by more than 50%, and some even 60%. Yes, Florida's economy is doing well, but government is growing faster than we can pay for it. And here today I have homeowners from my home county of Marion. Their tax bills have jumped significantly from 2021. Some of their tax bills have doubled. I've reviewed them. And I can assure you they're not getting any more for it. Now I realize that there are some good elected officials at our local levels. I know several of them. But our property tax system, our current one, has empowered many county commissioners, school boards, and city governments to build fat and lazy empires. And we've had enough. Now, I also realize that phasing out property tax is not a new idea, but it's time. In addition to some of the legislation my colleagues have filed this year, I have personally filed HB 357 and HB 359, which will create immediate relief with a new $100,000 tax exemption on all properties, not just homesteads. If passed, this will need voter approval. I'm currently working through and tweaking this bill with Senator Ingoglia. I've also filed HB 787 to create an immediate fiscal discipline in our local governments. We will begin with a 2% cap on year-over-year property tax revenues. Any revenue collected over a 2% increase from the previous year would be returned in the form of a tax rebate or used to pay off debt. Now, it's unclear whether or not this would need voter approval, but we are working in the process of getting some answers on that from legal, and I'm currently working on this bill with Senator Collins as we speak. Now, I know that some of you may be wanting to ask, what are you going to replace it with? The answer is, it's in the works. I also can assure you of this, that there is absolutely a better, more fair way to fund our government. For instance, our governor, Ron DeSantis, is doging right now. He's doging the state of Florida, and he's in the process of finding billions of dollars. The other day, I was getting a haircut, and my barber pulled out his phone and showed me a recent article about some highway artwork in my county that was just funded with taxpayer dollars for over $4.8 million. All I could think of was, if we can figure out how to use $4.8 million of taxpayer money to buy artwork, we can figure out how to get rid of property taxes.
Yeah.
Now, there's several ideas out there, but our solution to replace property tax is likely going to include a combination of savings from government efficiency, plus a combination of consumption taxes and fees tied to real transactions. Know that this is likely going to take 7 to 8 years to get this right. And we will have a plan to fund our rural county governments, making sure there's no break in funding for our students. I also want to assure you that the people of Florida will pay far less taxes under the new system than under the current one. Think about this. If Florida is the first state in the nation with no income tax and no property tax, we can guarantee permanent prosperity. This is going to require courage and commitment to the people that have elected all of us standing here today. This is also going to take public support. That's why I have officially helped launch a website for a new organization called End Property Tax Now. You can go to endpropertytaxnow.com. You can visit that site, and soon you'll be able to sign your petition, share your story along with your trim notice. My friends, the days of never owning your property are coming to an end.